Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm a compulsive overeater.
Hi, Stephanie.
And I weigh and measure 3 meals off the GreySheet. I write them down and I call them into my sponsor. And I eat the 3 meals a day with nothing in between. It took me a while to get that little mantra down, but I got it. I got it. And I really do those things no matter what. Just want to say a little prayer because this is impromptu for me. So just God help me and thy will be done and whatever I need to say and take away the bondage of self so that I may bear witness to those I may help. Because I really believe that. I really believe that that's one thing that I hold on to is that I pray that, you know, I can bear witness to somebody else that I can help, you know, and I believe that God will keep me abstinent and take away my difficulties if I can share with somebody else, one of his other children, you know, and so I just hold on to that as like, you know, if I can share the gift and the freedom of what GreySheet has given to me and taken away that obsession, that he'll continue to help me one day at a time. So I believe that with all of my heart. So I love the third step prayer. What it was like, what happened, and what it's like now. Well, I'm still a baby. I'm still a baby, and I know that. I'm still a baby. I'll have 6 months. I'll have 6 months back-to-back abstinence on the 28th, and this is my first time. In a week, I guess. And this is my first time in GreySheet, and my first meeting. I sat right here, and I came in, and the lady that was sitting right there, it was only one lady here when I had came in with a friend of mine, and I don't know, I guess I came in grudgingly because I was in OA and OA how, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I was kind of talking like that, and I said, I don't know, you know, I was just kind of like talking like that, and she says, you're looking for a solution. And I said, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Because at that time, my solution was to go back to the diet pills, which I desperately did not want to do. Because I'm in AA and that conflicts with what I do there. You know, it's like, well, shoot, am I in AA or am I on these pills? What am I doing? And I would you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing here? And I would be sitting, you know, going to the diet doctor and thinking, well, I'm sober and I'm sponsoring people. I'm so confused on what I'm doing, you know? And I'm like, well, I don't want to be overweight because my husband's going to give me a hard time. He might leave me. You know what I mean? I have to take these diet pills. It was like I have to take them. And I was feeling crazier than ever. That's how I got here. But just to back it up, just to establish myself as a compulsive overeater, I guess I couldn't stop eating. That's really the bottom line. You know what I mean? My highest weight was 249 point something. You know, that's what I saw on the scale. And my sister had a nickname for me. It was called 3 dinners. I would do do-overs. So if it wasn't right, and if it wasn't to my satisfaction, I would make another meal, eat another meal, whatever I was doing. I didn't really cook that much. I would just kind of go buy the food and eat it, or just kind of eat fast or cook fast. I never took my time about cooking anything. So I was kind of like one of those like ravenous kind of like inhaled the food, you know. And I wasn't a grazer. I would just kind of like, you know, get it down because I guess I was looking for the payoff. And fast food junkie, you know, I went to 5 fast foods in one day one time, and I made myself sick. I was like, why do I feel so sick? And I started counting. Oh, I did that. I was like, wow. And then one time I was like, I counted. I was like, I literally went to 5 fast foods in one day. And one time I had a pile of junk on this side, like, you know, I'm driving and there was like just boxes and bags and stuff, and I'm going through another drive-through, and I'm the person right here like I'm thinking they're seeing all this trash on the side, you know, from what I've been doing all day. And I just was like, wow, this is crazy. I was actually embarrassed that day. They probably didn't care, but I was just like, I mean, I had a pile of trash from, you know, just like everywhere that I had been through that day. I definitely was doing the fast food a lot. I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop eating, and I couldn't stop thinking about eating, you know? And for me, the insanity was that I really didn't think there was anything wrong with it. I thought, you know what I mean? That's the insanity part. I just thought I liked to eat, you know? And I was like the type of person, if my family would know it, people that were real close to me, if I knew I was fixing to eat, or if I had a meal coming, like I ordered at a restaurant and I'm waiting for the meal, I'd start dancing in my seat. And I was like, they're like, oh, look, she's fixing to eat. Like I would get like really happy like that. And my brother would make fun of me. He's like, oh, you're fixing to eat. You know, I'd get like, you know, I knew my food was coming. So I would get like really excited about it. And I just thought that was normal. I was like, doesn't everybody think like this? It's food. Food is good, right? We eat food. It's yummy. I mean, they have it I just thought that was really normal. I really did. I thought everybody thought about food all the time. And my husband, he was like a mirror for me. He still is. And he, if it wasn't for him, I might not be here. I could cry right now. I might not be here because he fought me. Oh my God, he fought me. That man fought me. He fought me. He fought me. Not physically, but he made me, he wouldn't let me do it without fighting me about it. You know, without, what are you doing? How much are you eating? You got to eat again. You know what I mean? What you doing? What you got there? You know, yeah, like that. We would have, there's a TV, and then it's like an open space from our living room to the kitchen. So I would be in my bedroom thinking, how am I going to get to the food? Oh my God, he's in the living room. How am I going to get to more food? Because he can see me. If the commercial flashes and for some reason there's a black screen, well, he can see exactly what I'm doing through the reflection. So I had to wait and time it just right, act like I'm throwing the trash away. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Then I'd get it, put it in my pocket, go in there, close the door. I mean, I got busted so many times. And so that's what it turned out for me at the end, was the hiding, the sneaking. I was a night eater. I would get up in the middle of the night, not every single night, about 5 nights out the week. I don't want to exaggerate here. Some nights I would sleep through the whole night, but about 5 nights out of the week, I would get up and I would go to the refrigerator, and I just remember not wanting to do it. Not wanting to go and eat at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, what the heck am I doing? I needed the food, but what can I get without the crunch? I can't use the microwave. I couldn't do any of that. So it was usually something like in the back, and I would take it to my, you know what I mean, to my daughter's room. And sometimes I was like, screw it, and I'd make something real fast, and then, you know, whatever, and then I'd go in there and I'd sit there and I'd lay in her bed with all the lights off, and I would just eat the meal right there in her ear, poor thing. She didn't know what was going on, but, you know, this is what I was doing. Maybe she has a memory of mom eating, you know, in the middle of the night in the bed. That's what my mom used to do with us. You know, go give me the weenie, go, whatever, you know what I mean? And she would send us down to go get the food. And we would just eat alongside with her. Like, that was what we did, you know. We wake up, we eat, you know. And so I was doing that, and I was, most of the days, I just was thinking, I don't know why I cannot not eat in the middle of the night. My body called to eat, and it was just like, wake up, go to the kitchen. I'm like, oh. You know, it was dreadful. And so I would go and I would just continue to do that. And anyways, I have stories upon stories upon stories, but I'm a compulsive overeater. And the thing is that I was in such a denial. Even when I got here, I was in such a denial that it says it in the big book that every obsession, you know, our obsession is that we want to eat like the normal person, right? That's our great obsession, that maybe one day, how we're going to do it, and this and that, we're going to be able to do it. And I think that I didn't want to have this. I didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to surrender. I wanted to think that I wasn't like you guys. You know what I mean? Like I just liked food, but I wasn't really that bad. I don't know. That's what I wanted to think. That's what I wanted to believe because I didn't want to give it up. And so I'll just kind of fast forward. He agreed to marry me. Oh my God. After 8 years. You know what I mean? And I really desperately wanted to be married and be married to him. And even though whatever, but it's another story. And so I had the wedding dress, right? And so I got this, like I gotta get the diet pills, the water pills, all the pills, and let's take them all. And I gotta get into the wedding dress, and I barely fit into it. I mean, barely. And then, so that was we got married in September of last year, so it hasn't even been a year. So anyways, I got married, and then we went on a cruise, and blew my brains out. And what I'm saying is that I just ate like an animal. And I remember him going, we got actually into a fight because we had just eaten breakfast. Well, they have food all everywhere, and we never been on a cruise, and like it's free food and it's the good stuff I like to eat. And I'm like, I'm partying, I just got married. Why not? Like what's your problem? You know what I mean? And and so we had just eaten breakfast, and I wanted the big old thing too. And he said, and it was like 10 minutes. That's good enough time, right? Let's go again. And I remember he just looked at me and he goes, don't do it. And I said, whatever. And he went and he just left me for like 2 hours. And so we're on our honeymoon. And I go and I get the thing and I sit down and I'm eating it going, something's wrong with me. And I ate the thing, and then I find him a couple hours later, and we just threw it, just rolled it over, you know, like he knew, I don't know. Just let it go. And he was actually eating compulsively for a couple days, and then it was a 7-day cruise, halfway through the thing, he stopped. That blew my brains out, and he just says, oh, this is too much food. I'm just like not, you know. And he just ate normal after that, like normal portions and stuff. And he didn't overindulge himself. And I just like, oh, I can't understand this, but whatever. And so I just kept doing the big and the big and the more and the more. And then anyways, when I got home, this is what I told myself. One more day. I just need one more day. I never got off the cruise, okay? I never got off the cruise until I got here. Never. And I just said, just one more day, just one more day of eating, one more day of eating. I don't know. I just didn't want to stop. I couldn't stop. I rationalized it. I just was like, I just remember every day I woke up, I just said, okay, I'm just going to do it one more day. I'm not ready yet. I don't know what was going to happen after the one more day. I have no idea. But I was just one more day, one more day, one more day, one more day. And I was didn't want to look in the mirror. I would take a bath, shower with the lights off. The double chin was coming. The clothes, none of my clothes were fitting me anymore. The terror. And then I was still one more day, one more day, one more day. And he goes, none of your clothes are going to fit you. And I was just like, shut up. You know what I mean? Just leave me alone. That was my thing to get more food, was to get angry. You know, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. And just eat with the tears and the crying and just, anyway, so desperate. But anyway, so fast forward, I got here, and I didn't really want to come, but she was my sponsor at the time, and I was like, I knew that I needed to come, but I knew if I came, I was going to make some type of commitment, because why come if I'm not going to at least try? And so I got the desire chip that day, and I got the food plan, and I had heard about GreySheet, but I knew that it worked, because I had known people that it had worked for. But I knew it was strict. But I was willing to try it because my alternative was the diet pills, and I didn't want to go back there. And they really didn't work anyways. They really stopped working for me. And so here's the good stuff. Okay, so the good stuff is I came in and I started coming to the meetings, and I got on the phone bridge, and I jumped all in, and I'm timing on the phone bridge, and now I'm leading the meetings, and I'm just like, give me everything. I'm calling everybody, calling, anybody that'll talk to me. Just calling, recipe, asking questions, yes ma'aming it up and okay, and falling in line, and just, not saying but, because I knew how that worked when I was in AA, and it availed me as nothing. So I understand 12 steps, it's like half measures availed us nothing, let go absolutely, the result was nil, and all of this stuff. So I knew that you guys used the 12 steps in that book, and I know that it worked for me in AA, and if I did what worked for me in AA, that it would work for me here. I knew that. So I was like, okay, I gotta follow some rules. I gotta just do what they do. If I do what they do, then I'll get what they get. And I was inspired so much by, like, Diana and Grania, I don't know if you're in AA, and Nagar, that they were in AA, and they were abstinent, and that attracted me to the program. That's probably the one thing that attracted me the most, is that I said, I'm in AA and I love AA, and if they can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? And I saw something different. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I see something different about you guys and the regular AA people. I do. I see more, I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I can't explain what it is. Maybe it's that gray sheet glow they talk about. I don't know. But it's different. And I liked it and I wanted it. And so I had to do what you guys do. And what you guys do is y'all follow that food plan. You know what I mean? And y'all eat the 3 meals with nothing in between. And Molly talks about the neutrality with food. I'm not there yet. But I know it'll come. You know what I mean? It's getting better. My life is... Oh my gosh, I woke up this morning and I was in such a good mood, and I'm like dancing around and stuff. I mean, that wasn't me before. 6 months ago, I was, angry and angry. Angry. I was mad a lot. And I was just such in a good mood, and I was playing with my cat and my dog and my husband, and then my daughter woke up, and I'm like, I gotta go to the meeting, I'll be back, and all this stuff, you know what I mean? And and it's all because I'm abstinent. It really is. And God, thank you, God. God is so good to me. God is so good. God is so good. God brought me to you guys, And I'll just close with that, because you can't get better than God. Thank you. That's it.
Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks, Stephanie.